Hello everyone. The machine learning algorithm that we're going to have a look at today is called K nearest neighbor. It is also commonly abbreviated as KNN, right? So this is the algorithm that is suitable for both classification and regression problem. It's a very straightforward algorithm, very easy to interpret and understand. So let's see how this works. So imagine that you are running some sort of a store and you have been recording the details of your customers in terms of what their age and what their income is. And these orange instances are the customers who have made the purchase of a product. And these red ones are the one who have not purchased anything, right? No purchases whatsoever. So from a machine learning point of view, your problem statement over here could be that you want to make the prediction for a new customer. Let's say a new customer comes into the picture and you want to make a prediction whether or not this customer is going to make a purchase or not, right? So that is what we are going to use KNN for today. So let's see how this works. So KNN works on the principle of proximity. What I mean by proximity is nearness, right? So the very first step that KNN algorithm is going to make is it is going to calculate the distance between the new data point and the existing data points, right? That is to say, it will calculate the distance between this, 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 and pretty much every data point that you see over here, it is going to take the calculation into the picture, right? And this usually is a Euclidean distance. You have other distance metrics as well, right? But commonly what is used is Euclidean distance. And now in KNN, this particular K is a number that we as a user have to figure out, right? How do we do that? How do we come up with this number is something that we'll discuss uh, after a while. But let's say for the time being, I'm saying that the K is equal to 5, right? So this is literally translating to 5 nearest neighbors, okay? So this was the first step, that is calculating the proximity. And the second step is to figure out K nearest neighbors. That is to say, based on the proximity, I need to be able to identify who are the 5 nearest neighbors to this new data point. By the looks of it, it looks like these are the 5 nearest ones, right? And the third step is a simple voting, a democratic voting between the neighbors to decide that which category should this particular new point join. In this case, what happens is there are 1, 2, 3 orange data points in close proximity, while there are only 2 red points in the close proximity. So by majority, this class wins. So this new data point will be classified as someone who has made the purchase, right? So it is as simple as that. The decision over here is made based on the inputs being given by the neighbors, right? Or the decision being made by the neighbors. If it is a classification problem, you will do the voting just like we did now. If it is a regression problem, it basically is going to take the average of the values of the neighbors, right? So that is how your K nearest neighbor algorithm works. It's very simple and straightforward. So let's look at the benefits of this kind of an algorithm. As we already have seen, the implementation is quite straightforward. There is no hassle in there, right? There is no training phase. That's an interesting thing, which is why this algorithm is also called to be a lazy learner, because honestly speaking, there is no learning phase to begin with, right? When a data set is introduced to a KNN algorithm, it is not spending any time to learn any parameters or any patterns or any noise or whatever. What it just does is it stores the entire data with itself And when a new data set comes into the picture, now we just have to make that calculation that we saw before and do the classification or regression over there, right? So there is no training phase over here. It is versatile in terms of being suitable for classification and regression problems, right? And adaptability to new data. What I mean by that is in many machine learning algorithms, when your underlying data changes, when your training data itself has changed, so there's some sort of a new trend in the market or something which is resulting in the change of the data, in that case, you will have to retrain your model, right? You will have to retrain your model and teach it what are the new trends, what are the new patterns that are emerging in the data. But that is not the case with KNN, right? Since there is no training phase to begin with, your KNN algorithm is not going to have any problem adapting to new data, right? If some sort of a new set of data is coming, just it again is just only going to store that data and do the calculation like we saw before without any issues whatsoever, right? And it's a non-parametric algorithm. That is to say, it does not make any assumption about the underlying distribution of the data, or any such assumptions is not required by KNN, right? It's a very straightforward, simple, and at the same time, it's effective as well, right? But there are some drawbacks to this kind of an algorithm as well. The first thing being computational complexity, right? So my KNN algorithm will have to calculate the proximity of the new data point with quite a lot of other data points, right? And that if it is Euclidean distance that we are looking at, we have x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square plus, if we have more features, it will just go on, right? So this becomes quite a computationally expensive calculation to begin with, right? It is quite memory intensive. That is to say, since it's a lazy learner and it does not learn any parameters or whatever, what it just does is it stores the entire training data with itself, right? Which is why it's quite memory intensive, right? Since it is a algorithm that is depending on distance measures, it naturally becomes very sensitive to outliers, right? And finally, there is also this question that what is supposed to be the right k value, right? So over here as well, you will have to do a bit of experimentation or cross validation with different values and then arrive at the proper k value over here. So that again becomes quite computationally expensive, right? So this is before we used a value of 5. This is not something that we decide upon randomly, right? It requires hyperparameter tuning to be able to come up with the proper value, right? So this again is one of the drawbacks of the algorithm. So that is how your k nearest neighbors algorithm work. To look at the implementation of this algorithm, we'll meet again in another video. Until then, stay tuned. Thank you.